Every year, new superstars in NXT make a name for themselves and look destined for the main roster one day. Some new wrestlers just seem to get it very early on, while others take a little more time to find what that X factor with themselves is that'll make the crowd remember them. But who are the up-and-coming NXT stars that you need to keep an eye on? I'm Chris Apples from Aussie Cousins Wrestling, and these are 10 NXT Rising Stars of 2025. At the top of the card, the likes of Obafemi, Fraxium and Trick Williams have been discussed a lot on this channel, along with Stephanie Vaquer, Jordan Grace, Roxanne Perez and Julia, so we're not going to include them. We want to highlight the newer talent coming through the ranks who are getting themselves noticed this year. Number 10, Javon Evans. While he had a couple of main event matches last year, it's always easy to forget that Javon Evans is just 20 years old. In fact, he won't even legally be able to drink or gamble at WrestleMania 41. Javon Evans has been embroiled in a feud with veteran Ethan Page, which has brought out a different side of the young, very high flyer. This new, intense, grittier edge to Javon Evans has been fantastic for his character development, and their matches at Vengeance Day and Roadblock have been enjoyable, hard-hitting affairs. With the recent developments on NXT, it looks like Evans is heading for a title match at Stand and Deliver in Las Vegas alongside Obafemi and Trick Williams, and depending on whether the other two might be heading towards the main roster soon, it is not outside the realms of possibility that Javon Evans becomes the youngest ever singles champion in the WWE. Number 9, Sol Ruca. The California native has always been eye-catching from the moment she pulled off that ridiculous Soul Snatcher finisher in NXT. If you've never seen it before, you really do need to check out some of the best right after you've finished this video, of course. This year, Sol has clearly started to expand her repertoire in the ring, and with a little more intent behind her moves, she'll be making waves on the main roster within the next 12 to 18 months for sure. You don't just get a US title shot against someone as over as Chelsea Green for nothing, so the WWE clearly sees something special in the future for Sol Ruca, and it may very well be alongside our next entry. Number 8, Zaria. Of course, Aussie Cousins Wrestling are damn well adding an Aussie to this list, how predictable. But Zaria's pairing with Sol Ruca seemed to come out of nowhere late last year, and somehow they have become one of the most entertaining parts of the show and on social media. But Zarya is now really finding her feet in a WWE ring and brings a level of intensity, strength and agility that is just about unmatched by anyone in the women's division. Zaria has the ability to throw women all over the ring, and if you've seen any of her work in Australia, she used to do the same to plenty of guys too. But she also has one hell of a spear that is probably the best out of all the women who do it. Just ask Alba Fire about that one. And now with her showing her quirky personality alongside her teammate, she is definitely someone who should be winning titles in the near future. And while we're here, we'd love to know in those comments below who you think would win championship belts in NXT over the next 12 months. Bonus points for picking the Aussie. Number 7, Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Stacks is having a fantastic run in NXT and on the live show loop at the moment. In fact, he has wrestled the equal 4th most amount of matches for the company at time of recording so far this year. And while now he's more often than not on the losing end, his actual performances in the ring are improving all the time. Stacks is a former indie wrestler rather than coming up through the NIL system, so he's been around the business for a lot longer. He is becoming quite an all-rounder in the ring, with his agility, speed, strength and bumping all becoming very useful in an NXT men's division that is rather shallower than it usually is. Stacks looks like having a future as either a singles wrestler or a tag team wrestler, as he has had fantastic chemistry as the underboss of the Don of NXT, Tony D'Angelo, as well as the next man on our list. Number 6, Luca Crusifino. Luca Crusifino is not just a legal eagle, he's a legal eagle of the law. The consigliere for the D'Angelo family has gained far more experience in the ring over the past 12 months, and while he's only been involved in a couple of tag match losses on NXT, he has looked more than capable of taking the next step. There's something about Crusifino that just looks like a wrestler, and at 6'2" and around 250 pounds, he's certainly got the size and presence of someone who could be a star in the making. With his legal gimmick too, this opens up for a range of fun with his moveset, as he uses the Lawbreaker as a signature, which is essentially just a code breaker, and his finisher is the Case Close, a modified neck breaker. Crusifino has talent, charisma, and a look that should see him continue his steady rise up the card. He is so invested in his legal character that he has even got his own website complete with testimonials. Before we get to number 5, just a quick reminder that it's completely free to help out your Aussie mates here at ACW by clicking on that subscribe button and liking the video. Number 5, Jaida Parker. Okay, yes, I know, we have highlighted Jaida Parker a few times here at ACW. Anyone would think she's actually Australian. But Parker has been on a fantastic run in NXT over the past 6 months or so, with some of her work this year being very impactful. Parker has been involved in a feud with Kalani Jordan, which has shown both women add to their offensive arsenal and bring more intensity than they have before. Though Parker has never really been lacking in intensity, and she's definitely not lacking in star power. When you hear her on the mic tearing someone apart, you will understand very quickly that she is destined for great things in this business. Miss Parker has charisma oozing out of her and is already been entrusted with a big matchup against NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer. Having been given a run in the Royal Rumble, that usually means a call up to the main roster is within her next 12 to 18 months. Number 4, Miles Borne and Borne Heights. We picked these two to be breakout stars this year, and while they have a long way to go before they prove us correct, they are definitely two rising stars of the NXT roster. The former Olympic wrestler and the Randy Orton clone have become a well-matched pairing and have even had a match this year against the Hardy Boys. While the No Quarter Catch crew aren't always renowned for their charisma, other than Ren Sinclair's infectious attitude, Borne and Heights are starting to show they have some character development beyond their obvious in-ring talents. Miles Borne's social media game of late has been a highlight, especially when it comes to those comparisons between him and the Apex Predator. Number 3, Karmen Petrovic. Petrovic has been involved in a storyline with Ashante Theodonis, which sees him occasionally helping her and occasionally doing something stupid that costs her the win. Petrovic has a karate background and is starting to find her feet, so to speak, with how to bring that into her matches as a point of difference from the rest of the roster. Petrovic has had wins over both Jaida Parker and Kalani Jordan this year, and even beat the two of them together in a triple threat, but honestly, she did get some help from a partner with that one. Petrovic earned herself a shot at the North American Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer, and while she's clearly not on the same level as La Primera, Petrovic had plenty of time to showcase some of her unique offense. Number 2, Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura. We are doubling up again with another tag team, but this pairing has been a joy to watch. Briggs and Inamura bonded after being opponents in the Japanese promotion Noah and have become must-watch TV whenever they are in the ring. Briggs has always been a very physical wrestler, but there is something about his intent now that has gone up a notch being alongside the Japanese sensation. Inamura can do just about anything in the ring, throwing people around, flying off the top rope, or countering any move thrown at him. He really is a great signing for NXT. But it was their tag team title match at NXT Vengeance Day that has really got people talking, as they left it all on the line against a team widely regarded as the best in the world at the moment, Fraxium. And number 1, Cora Jade. Cora Jade has had several injuries during her time in NXT, most notably a torn ACL in a match against Lyra Valkyria in January 2024. After making her return to help out former friend, turned bitter enemy, turned friend again Roxanne Perez in October 2024, Jade took a while to really get back to the speed of the women's division, which is completely understandable given the serious nature of her injury and the length of time she was out of the ring. But over the last couple of months, it seems Cora Jade is finally starting to realize her obvious potential that she has shown since she signed with the company at the start of 2021. The former indie wrestling standout has been in and around the main event scene, especially after picking up a win against one of the best women's wrestlers of all time, Bayley. With a little help from Roxanne Perez, that was a precursor to the Fatal 4-Way match at Vengeance Day. Cora Jade has even had matches in TNA where she had a good win against Zarya Brookside and competed for the Knockouts Championship against Masha Slamovich, in what was one of her best performances since coming back from injury. While there was a worry that she had suffered another serious setback against Jordan Grace recently that saw the match stopped early, it appears Cora is all fine and is hopefully going to get back on the road to stardom. Who else has been impressing you in NXT so far in 2025? Let us know in the comments below, and of course you just have to help us Aussies out on our quest towards 1,000 subscribers if you haven't already done so. Like the video, and most importantly of all, is that we here at Aussie Cousins Wrestling hope that you all have a wonderful day.